Razaban for FightHype.com. With me on the phone, trainer of Tony Bellew, Dave Coldwell. Dave, news broke this afternoon that David Haye has pulled out of his rematch schedule on December 17th with Tony. Just want to get your immediate reaction to this.
Just to be expected, really. Just gutted. I'm absolutely devastated for Tony and everything that he's gone through, and the work that he's put into camp, and for it all to be for nothing.
Obviously, there was, I think it was about 10, 12 days ago, rumours were circulating social media that David Haye had picked up an injury, quite similar to his previous fight. There were rumours before the fight, and his Achilles went, and this time there were rumours about 10, 12 days ago, which he then...
Yeah, well, apparently there was nothing wrong with him. That was just all smoke and mirrors sort of thing. The Skylot went and did some work with him on the Wednesday. Johnny Nelson and Adam Smith were absolutely raving about how good he looked. He was sharp, he was fast, he was doing all sorts of different exercises and everything. And, they were really impressed with him. And it's apparently after that, I don't know if it was a day after it was a day after, sorry. It was a day after that they did the filming with him that he ended up having an accident and tearing his bicep or snapping his bicep, one or two.
I know Tony has always mentioned when I've spoken to him how he hates training camp and 8 to 12 weeks leading up to the fight, and he's probably 3 weeks away from intense training left.
Yeah, 3 more weeks of hard camp left, really. He's done a lot of work, and it's not. Do you know what? This has been the hardest camp for him because mentally and emotionally he's been in a bad place, really. I mean, he's had a family bereavement to cope with, and it's really hit him hard. And for him to go through with it, to go through with the fight, tells you what the man's made of. Because I didn't want him to go ahead with it. I thought December 17th was too close, too early. But it was very professional, and he got the sessions done and got the job done. And it's all for nothing, and that's the worst thing about it. It's all for nothing.
So who initially broke the news to Tony, or did he find out himself through social media? Or?
No. I'm not sure. I think it was Eddie that told Tony because he was on the way down to my gym, and he basically walked into my gym, and it was gutted. He was absolutely devastated. And he brought the news to me.
I know it's early days at the moment, and obviously news just broke today, but is Tony going to have another opponent, replaced someone?
Do you know what? Like I said, with what has gone off in his family, December 17th, it was basically we had to take that date for David Haye. Otherwise, he'd have gone off and done something else probably. So that was the only reason why Tony stuck with it and went with December 17th. It wasn't the ideal date, and I was worried about that date originally. Anyway, so now you have the emotional drainage and everything, of the Haye fight falling through. To get somebody else in for December 17th now, I think it's just got disaster written all over it. I don't want him fighting December 17th against a substitute opponent when the only thing that was keeping him going was the Haye fight. Like I said, you're not talking about. Listen, I'll be straight with you. The loss of his brother-in-laws hit him hard, But then on top of that, in camp, he's nothing that nobody doesn't know. He's been doing commentary for Sky and doing stuff for Sky, and you can hear it on his voice. He had a chest infection for 4.5 weeks. It's not gone yet, but he was willing to still go with it because he knew that you got to get David Haye in the ring. That's the opportunity, and that's it. But he was obviously he was coming out the other end of that. But what I'm saying is, for 4.5 weeks, he's effective in training. He's not been. He's been on him, so obviously it affects him in some way. Even though he's getting the sessions done and he's looking great, it still has some sort of knock-on effect in his sessions. He was willing to carry on going through with the fight. Now, to bring in a substitute opponent. Well, why? For what? It's just, I don't see a point in it.
So when you spoke to Tony today about the fight, was he quite distraught in terms of?
No. He was in my gym when he told me about it.
Okay.
When he came to my gym. So yeah, it was absolutely what do you expect? Absolutely gutted. Do you know what I mean? We both are, but I feel for him. It's one of those things. It's boxing. The thing about it, it's not an old injury. It's not like his Achilles is gone or his right shoulder's gone, his right bicep's gone. It's his left bicep. He did it going, I think, did a stairs routine or something, slipped, and when he's put his arm out to stop himself from falling, he snapped it. That can happen. That if you get people that are out on a night out and fall over a curb and end up dislocating the shoulder and things like that. Things like that can happen. It's not like an old injury. So that's the only saving grace for him, really, for Haye. That it's not a reoccurrence of an old injury. But it's just him again, isn't it? It's just him again. And don't get me wrong. A part of me has got to feel for David Haye because he doesn't want to keep having these surgeries and these injuries. He wants to get on with his career. So, you feel sorry for him a little bit. But at the end of the day, it's what it is. But, my priority is Tony Bellew and how this affects Tony Bellew.
David Haye mentioned in his statement with Sky Sports that he apologised to Tony Bellew. And he's saying that he was hoping that they could continue with the rematch March, April next year. Is that likely to even go through Tony's head?
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what Tony and Eddie decide. What Eddie thinks. We'll see. The bottom line is Haye saying that he'll be back starting rehab in 2 weeks because the surgery went fine. He'll be back having rehab in 2 weeks. He'll be back punching in about 4 to 6 weeks. And then it's just about preparation and everything for him. So, we'll see. I don't know.
I got to ask you, Tyson Fury went on social media.
Yeah.
There's a video on our channel. You can have a look at what he says exactly.
Yeah,
but he said he's not the bomber, he's the bellend. I thought Tony.
But Haye used bellend, so it's just that's being done as.
I thought Tyson and Tony had a good relationship.
Listen, I don't know. I don't know what the crack is with Tyson. 1 minute is all right, next minute is not. So it is what it is. End of the day, if Tyson wants to fight you, he don't like you. That's what it is. Yeah. And if Tony wants to fight you, he don't like you. Yeah. That's how it is. That's what they are. Tyson just slates everybody and has a dig at everybody. That's his personality. That's how he is. Because if you're in his way, you don't like it. That's boxing. We're not playing tiddlywinks. We're not having a game of snooker where we're all nice. You can have a bit of a laugh and a joke as we're potting a ball. They're in there trying to hurt each other. And these are two characters that when they're gonna fight you, they're not gonna be your mate. So that's how it is. But regardless, I don't know.
Well, he's called out Tony Bellew. He said, "I'm willing to fight you."
He's called out everybody.
Yeah.
He's called out everybody. And that's what he's doing. He did a poll, didn't he, or something like that, was saying who does people want to see in box, and I think there were about four fighters there that people were voting on. I thought he was going to pursue that one, but he's just seeing news now, and he wants to jump in a big fight. So it is what it is. I don't know. That's not my concern, really. Although I was only having a bit of fun now. Just don't go and pick on somebody else's side, and I'm getting slated for it. That's sort of thing that you're saying, it. But obviously not. Listen, Tony will fight anybody. He'll fight King Kong. Yeah. That's how he is. He'll fight anybody. If it makes sense, he'll fight anybody. But as far as I'm concerned, Tyson's a big old brute, and like I said, go and pick on somebody else's side. But I was only having a bit of a laugh and fury about that. Flipping out. People take it seriously, don't they? Do you know what I mean?
It's the world we live in, unfortunately, Dave.
I know.
So I'm guessing we'll expect some sort of statement from Eddie in the next couple of days to announce whether the show will go ahead or not.
Yeah, I don't. Eddie will run out whatever he's got to say on the matter. I think he's spoke to a couple of people, but I think they'll have a proper statement about the show. And I believe they've already said that you can get a refund from your point of sale, or you can hold on to it and use it for any rescheduled day if you wish to do that. So yeah. But it's like I said, it's just one of those things. But it is heartbreaking. It is disappointing. The people on the outside, and they've got no involvement in boxing. They can all say this and say that, and get over it. Or it's all this. It's all it's part of boxing. It's well, it is part of boxing, but it doesn't mean that you can't be pissed about it. It doesn't mean that you can't be upset about it. Do you know what I mean? And feel gutted. And that's how we are. And like I said, David Haye will be the exact same. He'll be absolutely gutted as well. It's just that I know what Tony's gone through in this camp, and I'm devastated for him. I really am.
Dave, just finally, you spoke about how it was a freak injury, but it's not the first time that David Haye has had to pull out of fights.
No, that's what I'm saying. It always happens to him. It's an unfortunate thing that's happened to him, and it's not something that he's planned on doing. But he said again, it's happened to David Haye, and that's the frustrating thing about it.
Do you think it's his age, body, just not being able to adapt to his...
Listen, I'm not being funny. I said this before last press conference at Liverpool, and I was talking about his body breaking down as flat, and everybody was giving me all loads of crap because I was talking about that. Well, this is what happens when you get older, and the way that he's lived his life and what is, and the hammer that he's put his body through. Your body's not built for doing what fighters do. But it's part of it, and the good thing about him is that he does recover very, very quickly from these surgeries, and he does listen to his rehab team and things like that. And his Achilles, Sky was saying to me that this stuff that he was doing on his Achilles, on his feet, there's absolutely no hint of any problem from what he had before. So that shows you how he recovers. The right shoulder, right bicep tear that he had before previously, there's been absolutely no recurrence of that. So he does recover very, very well and heal very, very well. It's just that he does keep breaking down the more. So, it is what it is.
Dave, again, sorry to hear about the cancellation. Obviously, the fight fans will obviously all be gutted because we were all looking forward to a huge end to a very, very good 2017 for boxing.
Yeah.
Do send our regards to Tony. I was actually going to contact you this week to say, Dave, can I come down and see you because I'm going to be up north. So I was going to actually text you this week and say, can I come see you, maybe Tony as well? But obviously that won't.
I'd have said no anyway.
Excuse me? I'll just turn up to your address, Dave.
Now you're going to wonder whether I'm going to say no or not. Oh, my little boy just got a right blinder. Get in.
Dave, thank you so much for a few moments of your time.
Cheers, mate.
And we'll touch base with you shortly.
Nice one, mate. See you later.
Dave Coldwell for FightHype.com. Thank you very much.